In August of 2017, I had... Would we call it a breakdown? No, too dramatic. Would we call it depression? I don't know. I don't really like throwing that D word around too casually. I imploded a bit. I had a slump. It was one of the most difficult months I've ever experienced in here and in here.
Yes, Daniel?
We're just enjoying the tunes of Mr. Cal.
Something you wanted, Daniel?
Right now in the place to be.
Yeah, he's good.
Summer in the city was earlier than usual this year, but no less fevered and frantic and, of course, fun. So I sent a tweet saying that at my Summer in the City table, I would sign any copies of Hannah's book that were brought to me, and this is the first one I've done. There it is. I'm a man of my word, what can I say? Usually, Sitsi energizes me like nothing else. I always feel refreshed and energized, like I could take on the world and do anything. I'm just raring to go. This time, it was the complete opposite. Everything was going on around me, all the lights and the sounds and the smiles, and I moderated panels, I did interviews, I even did the first ever Baking with Leighton Live, which was... And yet, I remember vividly standing on the side of the stage, waiting to watch my friend headline the whole weekend, feeling the anticipation of the crowd, seeing everyone around me starting to relax and let loose after the weekend's action was finished. And all I could think was, why am I not excited? Why am I not feeling this? Who am I? What am I doing? And on reflection, Summer in the City was a microcosm for my entire month. There were moments, there were frenetic glimmers of joy, sharp bursts of euphoria. But underneath. After Sitsi, I went straight into shooting a short film, and it was so nice to be working again, and with a whole new crew, it was really great. But when it was time to return to normality, that's when the wheels came off a bit. I'm trying to edit July's PMS, and Josh is here.
Hi.
He says, do you want some content? And then did a noise, so I'm gonna give him, do content.
Alright, so here's some content. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay. I'd meander around the flat looking for something to do, and yet I'd never be able to focus on anything for longer than a couple of minutes. Like, remember how I said I was gonna vlog as much as I could in August and then only release 3 videos? Well, technically I did vlog as much as I could in August. Hi, Siki.
Hi.
Sorry to shove a camera in your face, but we've got some mischief to do.
Oh?
Change of camera, don't worry about it. Someone at Summer in the City, you know that video Jack and I made called Baking with Leighton and also Jack Howard again? And the thumbnail is us both licking a spatula.
Yeah.
Well, someone photoshopped it where they removed... Yeah, Hazel tweeted that she wanted it framed. And they said, should I do that for comedy? And I was like, yes, please, but please will you buy the most ornamental frame you can find for the smallest amount of money possible. And they did. They couldn't meet Hazel, so I've got it. So I'm going to put it somewhere in her room. What I also love is the fact that their printer wasn't really working.
Yeah, it's slightly
so it's
grainy.
like, yeah, it's grainy and it's got those lines on it. Oh, this is a dreadful thumbnail. What's it say on the back? Is that a spare handle?
You two are licking each other.
So we're going to put that somewhere in Hazel's room while she's away.
I mean, you can hide it on
I just thought it'd be good to put it somewhere where it blends in.
Okay, there's already photos on here.
Exactly. Why don't you move that one of Hazel and her mum, that's quite sweet, and just sort of put that somewhere else?
I'll just move it along here.
Just move it along. So it's there, but it's not like obviously there.
Yeah. There we go.
Perfect.
Then we should be able to light a candle near it as well.
She will, as in a sort of tribute to it.
Mm-hmm. We could do a tribute to it right now, Dan, if you want.
I'm kind of busy at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Really busy.
Ah.
Oh dear. One morning, I put on a movie as background noise while I did a few chores, and then I got a minute into it and decided, this doesn't feel right, so I changed it. And then I changed it again and again. I ended up watching the first minute of 5 different movies before giving up completely and settling on an audiobook, which I then didn't listen to. Jack has done a spawn today, haven't you, Jack?
Hello. Yes,
Show them the spawn shot.
Show them the shot.
There's a sensitive one. There's one where we're going to do, sort of a nice out of focus hula hoops packet in the background. But
No,
then
we
we've
don't
got
want a little flat
horrid
background.
one that you'd see only in an advert.
Oh, that's colourful though.
I hate it.
Just in case they wanted more. So hopefully this doesn't exist in the actual sketch, but if it does, you know that they were
wanted more.
very insistent.
That's a political way of putting that.
Nice.
Now, this morning, the bell went off, and I did hear a bit of a kerfuffle, And it sounded like there was a confused delivery man.
I answer the door, and it's a delivery from Tesco. Now, I'm working with hula hoops, so I expect them to give me hula hoops directly from maybe their own factory, or, you know, I expect they'll just have hula hoops around.
But they're just in an online shop.
But they've done an online shop of hula hoops. Now, when you do an online shop, Daniel, do you or do you not have to spend a certain amount of money before they can deliver it? So, they had to order a lot of hula hoops. 3 crates of hula hoops arrived. The delivery man was like, trying to act like this wasn't a fucking weird thing that he just delivered 3 crates of hula hoops.
You finished the shoot.
Yeah.
You used the hula hoops for the shoot.
As much as we could. There was a lot of hula hoops being used in the shoot, and there was a lot of hula hoops being consumed between shots.
Right. How long is our lease?
2 years.
Do you think we've got enough to last us that
I'm
amount
not
of
sure,
time?
Daniel.
I'm so lucky with the way my brain is wired, because even at my lowest, I can find joy in something as simple as watching leaves sway in the breeze, or a plane float along in the air, or sun dancing on the river. It doesn't matter what's going on up here, I can always find beauty and serenity in something, even if just for a moment, and I'm really grateful for that, and that's what makes me so reticent to use the D word. But there were nights when my mind was chaos, where there just didn't feel like there was enough space for everything that was going on in there, and all of my musings were colliding into each other, crashing into each other, all clamouring to be the final think that I thunk before I went to sleep. And I would lie there, staring at the ceiling, body exhausted, eyes drooping, just desperate to find a way to put my brain into storage for 8 hours, just 8 hours. Hey dear Sammy,
Thank you.
this is heavy and warm.
Dripping.
Yeah.
Make a wish.
Oh!
What was that?
What?
I'm so sorry. Wait. I'm sorry.
I think an element of it was after moving house, I felt my anchor slip away, like we're in this new place and it didn't quite feel like home yet. It still doesn't, actually, but I'm working on fixing that, and slowly we're getting there. There were boxes all over the floor, piles of DVDs, furniture that I knew I didn't want and I was just trying to sell, but for now it had to be here, and it so obviously didn't fit into this room, I just couldn't settle. My safe place, for lack of a better phrase, didn't exist. And that stopped me from having somewhere that I could go and process what I was feeling. And because I couldn't process what I was feeling, it all just lived there. We'll just do it. That was a foul jump. That was a foul jump. Struck from the record. But during those long dog year-esque periods under that dark grey cloud, there were breaks of sunlight. A visit from a pal, a bit of mischief, an obscene quantity of a potato-based snack, and the uncontrollable laughter of a friend who's frankly dreadful at drawing.
Draw Daddy to draw shit.
And what have you asked her to draw?
A space gorilla. He looks like he's suffering from PTSD. Why is he salad fingers? Oh! Why has he got goopy hands?
I'm shaking because I
Finish his hands. Come on. Oh, that's a train wreck. That's the creepiest hand I've ever seen.
Okay, I'm going over it.
I started August in many ways living a dream, but questioning everything. And it was all downhill from there. And towards the end, I decided that there was nothing that could be done but just to let it in, to feel it, to experience it, let it do its thing, but just for a minute, and then send it on its merry way and start again. Who am I? What am I doing? I have no idea. But I'm not going to find the answers to those questions lying in bed, endlessly scrolling.